Hello, creative souls, how are you? It's Erin here and welcome to my Wildlight channel. Awesome day today because look at my new table. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I'm so in love with it. So I saw this for sale on Gumtree online and it was just a barn door type thing and I thought, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need for a studio table. So I got it. And Steve, my partner, put some legs on it and I sanded it down and it is just beautiful. I'm so in love with it and it's large. Like it's just so big. It's 1.5 meters long maybe. Yeah, about that. So like you're only seeing this little portion of it here, but it is just a beauty. And I have realized that I am that person that needs a big table to work at. I need to spread out all along and up and down it, and that is actually how I work best. So I have my table and I'm wearing my fancy ring that I got for my birthday, my cocktail ring from my lovely friend. And you know, I don't have much chance to go out and be fancy because, you know, I've got the kids and all that jazz, but you know what, this is it. I'm being fancy today for you guys. Actually, she got me the nail polish too. Isn't it fab? All right, so postcards. We are making postcards. Woo! For a Wildlight Creative, our online creative group. There's a link to that in the comments. Every month we have a prompt. And last year we sort of had a word or something that we would work from, like we had wings and dreams and things like that. This year, I really want to shake it up a little. I was getting a bit bored of the word prompt thing. And I wanted to start doing actual practical prompts. So the first one that I'm sort of changing up is this month's, and the prompt is postcards because I love snail mail. Who doesn't appreciate beautiful snail mail? A handwritten letter, a card with a little drawing, illustration, just the thoughtfulness of it all. And it's just such a lovely thing to receive. And even, you know, when I buy things from sellers on Etsy and whatnot, and they come and they're just so thoughtfully packaged with a little bit of a decoration and lovely stickers and a little note, it just, you know, it means the world. It's just such a lovely thing. Anyway, so I wanted us to explore that avenue. But I didn't want it to be too heavy. I know that time is an issue for all of us. So I thought postcards. Postcards is easy. Postcards can be it can be more fancy or less fancy. Splash a few things on, a bit of collage, a couple of stamps. You don't have to write a big letter. You just, you know, it's just a simple thought. So this little video is going to be me prepping or putting together the beginnings, at least, we'll see how we go, of my first sort of batch of postcards. Oh, this table, gosh, I love it. Okay, so I did a little bit of research here. So I found out that maximum postcard sizes. So the minimum postcard size is about 3.5 to 5 inches and the maximum is 4.25 by 6 inches. So that's this. I've cut this to 4.25 to 6. That's what this is. It's pretty small. As far as I'm concerned, I see postcards. Well, I've seen postcards over the years that some of them are much bigger than this. Some of them are, I don't know about smaller, but you know, all different shapes and sizes. I mean, I'd like to do some round ones even. Or maybe a cat-shaped one, you know? Anyway, so I wouldn't feel too constrained by this. When they say minimum, maximum, I mean, I don't even really know what that means. It's like, maybe there's a standard price for postcards for sending them. And if you exceed the size, then you'll get charged a little bit extra. I don't know. But either way, it couldn't really be that much. It's just a piece of card. Well, this is paper, but that brings me to the next point, which is that apparently they have to be between 0.007 and 0.016 inches thick, somewhere in there. Now, thickness does matter because if it's too thin, if it's a piece of paper, it's considered unmailable. Just too thin, too flimsy. They can't guarantee that it's going to make it through the mail, I suppose, which is fair enough. A postcard does have to have some kind of decent thickness. So there we have it. That brings me to what materials to use to make the postcard. Now, I haven't done a ton of research on this. I haven't watched any videos really on how people make postcards and stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, you know, because it's a postcard. How hard can it be? Right, so I gathered a few things, right? First of all, so what I came up with, right, were two things. I think in my house, there's two optimum things. One is cereal boxes from my pantry. Cereal boxes, pasta boxes, anything like that, I think is perfect. Anything from the pantry, the food boxes, they would make great postcards, and you just cover the writing in gesso, which I will show you too. But the other thing that I decided that I would really like to use is I have these mailing envelopes that come from stuff that I've bought on Etsy. My inserts from Linserts by Linda from my Midori, they come in these lovely brown card envelopes, and I think they actually are perfect postcard size. So I'm going to use this for my first batch of postcards. And also it's got Linda's beautiful stamps on here. This is her Linsert girl and her little Happy Mail stamp, and I think they would make really good features on the postcard. So I'm going to use this. So let's see, that's the size, that's the standard size, that's the standard size. I'm just going to go, you know what, I'm going to go back like that and use that at that size. I think that's sweet. I think that's cool. I wonder if you can use old stamps or if that would have a mailing issue. And get another, so you can get at least 4 postcards out of this side and 4 postcards out of that side, which is cool. All right. So I've collected a few things to start with too. Let me show you. Some pages from my old book. This is a book that I bought from the secondhand shop. It's actually an old philosophy book. It's a lovely book. It's not rare, but sometimes I do feel guilty ripping the pages out because, well, it's just a nice book, and you know, it's weird ripping pages out of books. Having said that, I'm not reading it, and when I incorporate it into the various art that I do incorporate into, I love the art. So this is what I'm doing anyway. Some gesso, which is, if you're not familiar with gesso, is primer. So you put it on to prepare a surface before painting. You can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, and this is a watered down version. It's a small tub that I've scooped into. It's actually quite thick. This is National Art Materials brand, and it's a very thick primer. All different companies will have a different style. Like some will be thick, some will be thin. This is a fairly inexpensive one, and so it's quite thick. And what I do is I scoop some out of here, and I put it into the small one, and I mix water in with it. You can see how watery it is. If I shake this one, nothing. It's like plaster. In fact, you can probably see. Yeah, it's very, very thick in there. Which might be better for what I want to use it for today. I just got them both out. I wasn't sure. This one's very good for prepping pages in my art journal. You don't want it too thick in the old art journal pages, so it's watered down. Something else that I will probably use that I think I should take you through is this. This is what you call matte medium. Again, you can probably buy this in a lot of different brands. Well, you can definitely buy this in a lot of different brands. Liquitex happens to be a wonderful brand for matte medium, or for most things. And what it is it's, I guess, it's like liquid adhesive. What do they call it? Just ultra matte medium. It's a liquid adhesive, but it's not glue because it dries with a matte surface so that you can therefore paint on top of it. Wonderful for collage. So if I ripped up these bits of paper, which I will do, and stick them on here, and then I would matte medium over the top, and that will make the surface really flat and perfect, so that when I paint over the top of that, it will just help it to all blend together perfectly. And the paint will take to the surface very well. So it's a really, really great thing to have with you, the old matte medium, if you like to use collage and do different pieces, and well, for lots of things. Actually, it's just wonderful matte medium. It's just 1,000 times better than glue, is what it is.